חגיגה י"ד עמוד א'. That's it. We are middle of the challenging pesukim of the different Nevi'im. We mentioned yesterday, if you remember, that we said before that we should, Rabbi Ami said that you should not give the Sitre Torah to somebody that doesn't have the certain qualification. So now over here we started yesterday Rab Dimi. So Rab Dimi said yesterday, if you remember, if you recall, 18 kelalot curses Kilel Yeshaya at Israel. Continuation after yesterday. You know everybody yesterday? Okay. So maybe we have to get the bookmark, so every day we should not look for it. First, let's see. We started yesterday. So we said 18 kilalot. We said Shemona Esre kilalot Ma'inihu. So Ma'ninhu, what they are. So that's where we are holding. Where is it exactly? Let's see. Begin the white one. Okay. So, okay. So second white, right? Second white lines. Okay. First word Asara. Yudaled Amud Aleph. Yes, biggest line on the page. Biggest line on the page. Okay. What? Yeshaya. He's giving rebuke to Jewish people. Okay. One more time. Dichtiv is written. Ki hina ha'adon Hashem sevakod mesir mirushalayim Yehuda. He's talking about the after the Churban Beit HaMikdash, first Beit HaMikdash. So we're gonna see in this pasuk, where basically, let me see the pasuk once again. Where is the pasuk? Zayin. In the pasuk itself, it's gonna bring all the kelalot. Number one, mash'en. We're gonna explain all of them, okay? So don't be worried about it. Second one, mash'ena. Third one, kol mish'an lechem. Fourth one, v'chol mish'an ma'im. Fifth one, gibor. Sixth one, ish milchama. Seventh one, shofet. Eighth one, navi. Ninth, qosem. 10th, zaren. 11th, sar hamishim. 12th, unsu fanim. 13th one, VOS. 14th one, v'chacham. 15th one, charashim. 16th, unwon. 17th, lachash. 18th, the last one, v'natati ne'arim sarehem v'ta'alim yimshelu bam. Okay, now we're going to explain each of them one by one. So please pay attention. Hopefully, we could get everything clearly. So Gemara says, first one, mash'en. What does mash'en mean? Elu ba'ale migra. What does it mean, ba'ale migra? They were taken away from Jewish people, the Jewish nation. This is the kelalat, the cares. The people, they were baki, professional. They knew all the pesukim in Torah shebichtav. They were removed. Chachamim, certain chachamim, they were professional. They were very, they knew all the Torah shebichtav. Why they call them mash'en? Mash'en means to lean on something. These are people they used to lean on them when it comes to Torah shebichtav. So we're taken away from Jewish nation. Second kelala, second one, mash'ena. What does mash'ena? Elu ba'ale mishnah. They are the people that are professional. They know how to learn mishnayot. Like who? Kegon Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema v'chaverav. Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema and his friends. Peligu ba'am Rab Papa v'Rabbanan. Chad Amar 600 sidre mishnah v'chad Amar 700 sidre mishnah. So now this Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema v'chaverav, the new mishnayot. So now it's a machloket how many Mishnayot they knew. Okay? One opinion says, according to Machlok Rab Papa and Rabbanan, one says 600 Sedarim of Mishnah they knew about it. One they say that at that time 700 Sedarim of Mishnah they knew about it. Okay? Now we only have 6 now. Okay? We have 6. Very, very interesting, huh? It seems like they were lost. Okay, there are a lot of questions. Some they say really what the 6 we have, that's 600 or 700. So there's a question about it, how it works. Yeah. So that's a discussion. Kol mish'an lechem. What are they that got lost? That's a kilala that Yeshaya Navi said about the Churban Beit HaMikdash that's going to happen to Jewish people. Who are they? Elu ba'ale Talmud. People, they know the reasons and explanation of the Mishnayot, Talmud, Gemara. Okay? Now, very interesting. They say mish'an lechem. Why lech? What does lechem mean? Bread. What is bread? Main food. Right? The main food of the people is lechem. It's bread. So, main part of the Judaism is also lechem, which is the Talmud. Shene'emar lechu lachamu belachmi ushtu beyain masachti. Which means, the pasuk means like this. In the Mishnah, Shalom HaMelech is talking, go and eat from the bread that I put in front of you, and also drink wine that I prepared. So you see over here, Shalom HaMelech is talking about Talmud. Lechem referring to Talmud, the Gemara, which is a very important part of the Judaism. Then he goes, which one we're holding now? Fourth one. V'chol mish'an ma'im, what is water? Elu ba'ale agada. Shemoshchin libo shel adam k'ma'im b'divrei agada. What is agada? Stories we have in the Torah shebe'al peh. Now, ba'ale agada, people that are very professional, they know about all the agadot. Why agada is important? Because agada, everyone interested to hear stories. They like to hear stories. And people's hearts gonna go toward the agada. Just like the water flows nicely, the agada also goes to the heart of the people very nicely. They were lost also. Then it says gibor, fifth kelala. Who are gibor? Strong people. Ze ba'al shemuot. What does shemuot? We are talking about people, they learn and they have mesorah. They have their Torah, they learn the halachot from the Rabbanim. Which means that time, the Torah shebe'al peh wasn't written yet. So how they know the halachot, what to do, what not to do? You hear it from your rabbi. There are certain people, you go to them, they're always there to tell you what's halacha. That's what I heard from my Rav. Kach kibalti. So these people, they called Gibor. They were lost after the Churban Beit HaMikdash. Then it says next one, sixth one, Ve'ish milchama. Who are they? Ze sheodea lisa velitem b'milchamta shel Torah. We're talking about these people that they know how to fight, not fight in the war. They know how to go back and forth when it comes to Torah, to talk about it, and basically they could talk about it and go into it deeply. That's what it means. Shofet, who is Shofet? Usually means a judge, right? The Dayan Shedan Din Emel La'amito. All the Dayanim, all the Shoftim, judges they really know how to judge people correctly, they got lost. That was another kilala of the Yeshaya to Jewish people. He goes further and he says to the next one, Navi, okay, they lost the prophets. There's no prophecy anymore. All the prophet got basically stopped from Jewish people. No more prophet anymore. Kosem, what's Kosem? Zemelech, the king. Shenemar, it says Mishle, how do you Kesem, referring to the king? Kesem al sifte melech. It's basically the gezerot, the decrees of the kings, like the Kesem. Yeah. What does once again? What does Kesem mean? Right. The Kesem translation is talking about the witchcraft and magic things they do. So over here, Kesem referring to the king, what he makes, the gezerot gonna be applied right away. So after that, we have no king anymore. Okay. What's the question?
So the question is Ish Milchama.
Right.
Then in shiur it says that about
Talking about Hashem. Right.
So sometimes what I'm seeing, maybe, and I saw another pasuk where it was talking about the Shamayim is his throne, his kiseh, and then the Aretz is his footstool.
Okay.
Right? It was talking about the same pasuk, two different ways. One was talking about first Shamayim, second Aretz. Then
Okay.
later it was saying that there's two thrones when it says the kiseh.
Okay.
Right? From the same pasuk.
Okay.
So here Ish Milchama is being applied to Hashem one way, and then to.
Let me ask you a question. If I call Hashem kind, I cannot kind somebody else kind also? He called Ish Milchama in the Shir, in Oz Yashir. Now is Ish Milchama over here talking about something else.
And
Could
they,
that's
things
yeah. So what's why
happens?
Hashem is Rachum v'Chanun. Hashem has mercy on people. You don't call people around you that have mercy on other people. That's how you basically put on people. It depends how the concept. How do you use it? Over here, we're talking about right. Yeah.
Because over there by Hashem, it's
well, you say Hashem Ish Milchama. It says Hashem Ish Milchama. You don't say Ish Milchama. Hashem Ish Milchama.
But we don't mean that Hashem can figure out the halachot. In that case,
that's if you want to limit Hashem to something, it doesn't make sense. Over here, we're talking about people. They're two different things. That's nothing to do with each other. Okay, next one, Zaken. There is no old people. What do you have need old people for? We're not talking about the regular old people. We're talking about somebody that you could ask him divrei chokhmah, wisdom. Etza. You ask him what to do, what not to do. They lost them. Sar Chamishim. So Sar Chamishim was the 11th one. Who is Sar Chamishim? What does Sar mean? Head. Minister. Okay, same thing. Of Chamishim, 50. What does Gemara says? Al tigre Sar Chamishim, ela Sar Chumashin. So now, ze sheyodea lisa veliten bechamisha chumshe Torah. You have to change it Chamishim to Chumashin. Is the head, is the minister of Chumash. Now, before we go further, different opinions, we'll ask a question. We had Ba'ale Mikra. What is the difference between Ba'ale Mikra and somebody who knows the Chamisha Chumshe Torah? So, Ba'ale Mikra, they are Bekiim, they professional in everything in the Tanakh, but if you talk to them, they cannot go back and forth between Pesukim. They know it, but they cannot argue, right. They cannot make a pilpul, go into it deeply. But somebody is a Ba'alem, over here we have Sar Chumashin, they could argue with them, you could go back and forth, this pasuk, that pasuk, why is like this, like that, they could argue with you.
But
only in Chumash. This. Chamisha Chumshe Torah. Davar acher, another explanation. Sar Chamishim. What does it mean? Ke Rabbi Abahu, like Rabbi Abahu. Damar Rabbi Abahu mikan she'en ma'amidin mutergeman al asibur pachod me-50 shana. So now, it used to be they had a turgeman. Who's the Turgeman? So let's say the Rav gives a drasha. You have somebody translate it to people, okay, for the congregation. They could explain the words of the Rabbanim. That's how it used to be. The Rav used to say something, and then you have a meturgeman, somebody explain what the Rav said. That person, according to this opinion, which is Rabbi Abahu, should be more than 50 years old. Okay? You cannot take anyone over here. Everyone under 50. Okay? Huh? Once again, before we go further, why is it more important more than 150 years? What does it mean? What's the kelala over here? That these people, they could be meturgeman, you cannot find them anymore. Not you cannot find people over 50. Somebody over 50 qualifies for this job after the Qurban Beit HaMikdash, you cannot find them anymore.
So with the Gibor versus Ish Milchama.
Right.
Right? So I was saying Gibor was, he knows everything, right? You can ask him. Gibor, he knows all the halachot.
Right.
You ask him.
Right.
And then it says in the comments here that the Ish Milchama, he can go back and forth in Torah to arrive at some halachot.
Right.
He doesn't know as many. But then later, now with Sar Humashim, right? It seems like he can go back and forth, but actually he knows.
Why? We're saying Chamisha Chumshe Torah. He said over here we specify how much he knows. Over there by the Ish Milchama, we don't say how much he knows. We don't limit that person. Over here by us, we say only Chamisha Chumshe Torah. Sar Chamishim is Sar Chumashin. He knows the whole Chumash, the Chamisha Chumshe Torah. So you don't need to compare it for there. Two different things.
Than the Bal Mikra. What was the first one?
So that Mikra, he knows the information of her Tanakh, but he cannot do pilpul with you. He cannot argue with you back and forth about the Pesukim.
Okay.
So it's two different things.
If I understood correctly, it says that he has the ability to get to the halacha by himself.
By himself?
But then it also says he doesn't know as many.
Different explanation. Maybe that's a different one. Okay. That's what it means. Ish Milchama, he could fight.
The Gibor has the weapon in his hand, and the Ish Milchama has the strategy.
Right.
So that's the comparison they use.
Yeah.
Also, there is a nice explanation of why it says only 50 years old can be Turgeman. Because they start to learn Mishnah at 10 years old, and a person cannot understand his rabbi completely unless he learns within 40 years. So from 10 years old, learn within 40 years, then he can be Turgeman.
Why, he needs 40 years?
זה ממסכת עבודה זרה ושמתו. אין אדם עומד על דעת רבו עד לאחר 40 שנה.
So whatever he learned after 10 years, what's going to be then? So now, I just trying to understand this explanation. I understand it takes 40 years at that Rabbo. But what about if he didn't learn anything after 10 years? He learned something after 10 years old. He's not ready yet. So he has to learn everything before 10 years old. According to this opinion, everyone over here, no, it means whatever you learned from your Rebbe, you should be under 10 years old. So you have 40 years to understand it. If you learn something 11 years old, so you cannot qualify for this job.
No, so minimum 50. Let's say he started when he was 10, exactly.
No. One more time, read it inside. One more time.
בעברית?
Yes.
טעם הדבר שצריך הדורש להיות לפחות בן 50, הוא שבין 10 שנים מתחיל ילד ללמוד משנה,
Okay.
10, ואין אדם עומד על דעת רבו עד לאחר 40 שנה.
So what do you accomplish now? Well, let's say he's 50 years old, he just started the Mishnah, he just understood the first Mishnah of the Brachot. What about the rest?
What do you mean? No.
What age you learn Mishnayot? 10
years old, he starts.
It's start Mishnah. Okay. Now he learned the first Mishnah in the Gemara Brachot. Now he's 50. By 50 years old, he understands the Mishnah of the first Mishnah of the Brachot. Only he knows one Mishnah. It takes him another 20, 30 years to get 40 years from 20 years old, 30 years old.
Oh, I understand.
So I don't know how it works.
That's not what it's saying, though. What? It's saying when he's 10, he starts Mishnah.
Okay.
And then it takes him 40 years to understand his teacher.
Understand? So let's say 10 years old. Let's say 10 years old today. What Mishnah he learns? Gemara Brachot. First Mishnah. When he gets to 50, if he gets to 50 years old, he only knows the Gemara Mishnah Brachot. Other Mishnah he doesn't know yet because he has 40 years should pass to understand that Mishnah. Let's say he learned the Gemara Chagiga when he was 12 years old, the Mishnah of Chagiga. 52 is going to be able to understand. What's the answer is this? Okay, I don't know.
The minimum is 50.
Minimum
teaches
50.
the first Mishnah.
Yeah, okay.
And then it goes 50 and up.
I don't know. Maybe he learns the whole Mishnah one day. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not saying Chas v'Shalom is. I don't understand it. Okay, let's go to the next one. How many we covered so far? 11. We're gonna go to the 12th one. 12th one in Unsu Fanim. What is this? Nosim Panim Ledoro Ba'avuro. Basically, Nasa Panim means that basically Hashem let it go. There are certain people in the generation that the generation would be exempt from punishment because of them. Lemala. Like who? Kegon Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa. Who is Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa? You heard his name before probably. That the whole world were getting mazon because of his zechut. Food. Why? Because he was so high level, he has so much zechut that Hashem had given food to whole world because of his zechut. Okay? That's what it is. Now, this is talking about lemala. The Shamayim, basically, they give the whole world because of his zechut the mazon. He says, it brings over there a bat called and a voice come from Shamayim, from Hashem, and it basically says because of his zechut, everyone goes. You should know he himself didn't eat so much. It's very interesting. He himself was fasting all the time, but the whole world is just getting the mazon, the food because of him.
On the previous one, it says 40 years until he understands the approach of his Rebbe. So maybe he's understanding the Mishnah along the way, all the Mishnayot.
I understand. Right? It could take 40 years to do it.
But then 40 years, he finally understands the approach, how his Rebbe is thinking.
Right, he's just starting the Mishnah right now, after 10 years old.
10 years old. And then 50. So he's learning throughout the whole time. But then when he's 50, now he says, I can think. It says fully grasp the approach of his Rebbe.
The approach of the first Mishnah he learned.
No, in general, it sounds like fully grasp the general approach.
So when all of a sudden, when he gets 50 years old, all the Mishnah he not understand the approach, even the 40 years in the past yet. Let's say he learned the Mishnah from his Rebbe 25 years old. Still, when he gets to 50, he understands this. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like that. Because he sees how his Rebbe is teaching it, how he's thinking, and it's similar throughout all the
it only makes sense if you tell me that way. But if you say that's it, that each Rebbe has only one way. That's it. So he teaching the brachot, that it applies to others also at the same time. Okay, I don't know. Okay, fine. So it goes further, and it says, lemata, who is we have down here that the whole generation gets rescued and they get exempt because of him. When it comes to lemata over here means to kingdom. Kegon Rabbi Abahu be qesar. Because of the Rabbi Abahu, that he was very chashuv, important in the house of the Caesar. Because of zechut, everyone got exempt. These people they got lost after the Beit HaMikdash got destroyed. Okay, very nice. Yoes. What does Yoes mean? Okay, it gets basically etzah tova to people. What does it mean? Now that's simple understanding. Gemara says something else. Sheyodea le'aber shanim ve'likva chodashim. He knows how to make calendars basically. Ibur, ya me'aber shanim means they add 1 month to the year, Adar Shani, in order you have the Pesach in the springtime. That's what it means. So now that another thing he says, Likwa Chodashim. To, I don't know, is it two different things or one thing together? I understand to say add 1 month to the year. Likwa Chodashim, to establish the months of the year. Okay? That's how does it work? I don't know. Which day is Rosh Chodesh? Okay. Right. So basically these people, they could tell you which day is Rosh Chodesh by seeing the moon, like Rabbi Gamliel and you see Mishnah, all these people, they're lost already. Next one, Chacham. Who is Chacham? Chacham. Ze Talmidei HaMachkim Et Rabotai. There is a Talmid that he makes his Rebbe, his Rav, wise. Chacham. Interesting. There's such a thing. Usually, this is the Ben Ish Chai here on this Gemara. When he asks questions from his Rav, he would make his Rav to understand better. Make him Chacham. That's what it means. So these people also got lost. Okay? Charashim. Who are the Charashim? בשעה שפותח בדברי תורה, הכל נעשים כחרשים. So now, when he started to talk about Divrei Torah, he's so sharp or very interesting that nobody could answer back. Everyone become cheresh. But interesting. What do I have to be cheresh? You have to could ilem. Yes, somebody cannot talk. Who says it? Yeah? I don't have that one. It says charashim. It's like he didn't hear. Very nice. That's the Ben Ish Chai says Yem Ben Yehuda. It says like ilamim. He's talking about he cannot talk, he cannot answer back. Okay. So that's what it means. These people that were so sharp, they would answer back that people cannot say anything anymore. Very to the point. Unvon, nebon. What is nebon? Ze hamevin davar mitoch davar. Somebody understands something from something else. You tell them something, automatically they get the point. That they understand something else from something else. You see it all the time from the Gemara. They compare here and there. They say, oh, over there, so that's basically means like this. So you understand it. So these people, they call navon. Bina. If people has a bina, from the bina. Chokhmah bina that. That's what the bina means. You understand something from something else. Your ability to understand it. There's a story about the person. He comes to I heard this story before. How Rabbi brings on his Haggadah, Shel Pesach. Somebody comes to the Rav before Pesach. He asks a question. Can I use milk for Dalet Kosot, for the 4 cups? So the Rav says, basically, he understands she doesn't have money to buy wine. He gives her money for wine and gives her money to buy basar, meat also. So you understand why? If you have milk, it means you can't have basar either. So that's how you understand something of something else. She didn't ask for basar, but the Rab was wise enough, navon, to understand from what she said that what she needs. Okay, the next one is the last one. No, 17. Lachash. What does lachash mean? Ze shera'u limsol lo divrei Torah shenitera belachash. is somebody you could give him the sitre Torah, the secrets of the Torah, which is given belachash, quietly, which means it's not for everybody. It's only for certain people. Certain part of the Torah is only for certain people, which means you cannot give it over to somebody else. The Chida talks about the Chokhmat Kabbalah. Chokhmat Kabbalah is not for everybody. You have to be on that level. I'm not talking about learning Zohar. Okay, when I learn Zohar, Midrash, okay, fine. Certain part of the Chokhmat Kabbalah, like the Kabbanot, Rashash, all these things, is not for everybody, for certain people. Now, over here, some Mefarshim, they say, we're talking about the Av Bedin. Some they say that the Av Bedin is used to be that person that he qualifies to be given to him the secrets of the Torah. Okay. Then the pasuk says, the last one, venatati ne'arim sarehem. What does it mean? Mai venatati ne'arim sarehem. Amar Rabbi Elazar, elu bnei adam shemenu'arin min hamisvot. We are talking about people that are empty. Nu'arim is empty from misvot. Okay. So what's going to be? Why you have to be worried about them? So let them be removed. Over here it says they become, the pasuk says, "Venatati ne'arim sarehem." These people, the rekan, empty people, they're going to become the leaders of the Jewish people. That's what it means. The ta'alulim yimshelu bam. What does ta'alulim mean? Amar Rav Acha bar Yaakov ta'ale bene ta'ali. What does it mean? Basically, ta'ala, what ta'ala means? Shual. What is shual? Box. Okay. So now, these people which are, they don't qualify, very lowly people, low life people, we're going to call it what is the shefalim, they're going to become basically the leaders of the Kilal Israel. This is the last Kelala, last curse of the Yeshaya Hanavi, which is basically, it's telling them that's what's going to happen to you. What it is, that if somebody, that's Yeshaya Hanavi saying, you don't listen to Hashem, that's what's going to happen to you. Once Beit HaMikdash is going to get destroyed, this 18 kelalot going to happen to you, which happened, all of them. That the last one was this one, that the low people, the people that don't have nothing, they become basically the leaders of the community. Okay, that's finished. So now we have another few minutes. Let's go further, talk about the next part, finish this part. We're going to stop soon. He says, Velo nitkarera da'ato at shama lahem yirhavu hana'ar bazaken. Remember this part we did yesterday? We said for the word yirhavu means yitgau, which means at the time of the Beit HaMikdash going to get destroyed, the younger people going to have ge'ava. They don't give respect to the older people, the elderly people. Okay? Elu bnei adam shemenu'arin min hamisvot yirhavu b'mi she'emule b'misvot kerimot. We're talking about these people that are na'ar, menu'arin, which means they are empty from the mitzvot, and they come and they have gava in the front of somebody who's full of the mitzvot, like the rimon, like the pomegranate, which means, imagine a boy, a young person, doesn't know anything, and he comes and argues with Haravadia Yosef. Okay? It exactly happened after the Beit HaMikdash got destroyed. We're not talking about Pilpurim in Torah, is no problem. You people, you learn Torah, is no problem. You're talking about somebody who doesn't know anything, argues with the Zekanim, the elderly people in the Torah. V'hanikle banichvat. What does it mean that they don't have, they go give enough respect יבוא מי שבחמורות דומות עליו כקלות וירהבו במין קלות דומות עליו כחמורות. Now, if you are in a high level, you are a big tzaddik, smallest things in the Torah, it matters to you. Okay? For you, the smallest things, lightest things in the Torah is like the Yom Kippur, is karet, like so many things. Okay? Very high level. Now, somebody that the highest thing in the Torah, I don't know what is chumrot, the highest for him is like the lowest, comes to argue to go against somebody who is the lowest for him is the highest. That's what Vayim is over here. So that's going to happen after Churban Beit HaMikdash. That's what happened. This is 18 Kelalot. Yeshaya Navi talk about it. Okay.
18 plus 1.
18. Why 1?
The last portion.
Okay. So I think if you go to what we said yesterday, the 18 ones we mentioned yesterday. This is the 18 one. That's why the Venatati Narim Sarem Vetalunim Shelubam. That's what it was. Okay, that's the 18 one. That's the part we say just right now, included in the 18 one.
Yeah, but
Okay.
here it says it counted as a 19.
I have different calculation.
Okay. How are you gonna go against the Gemara? It says 18.
Where do you see?
Okay, this is Sefer Kuzari.